See, alright, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. We sit down on the person and elders of Gramus, and we will teachers of person in the truth, and we sit salutations so the Akamas, the person who would know truth and sincerity day in and day out on a constantly in season and season, we say Shalom. Once again, going into our video here, and this basically touching upon false teachers, false prophets, and so on, because again, we in that time that you would be seeing majority of them. Remember we did a video, right? And we looked up the number of I believe it was the number of prophets that had to deal, the number of people that, or I think it was the number of people that called themselves the Messiah, and it was thousands. You understand? Thousands from all over the world. So again, it just has so much. It has so many false prophets that are going out that are in the world. You understand? Now, what sparked this was just brothers have been sending me, and I've been seeing myself. And I've known, and once you've been in this thing for a good while, not even for a good while, you've been in this thing for a little while, you'd have seen the stuff that IUIC and many other camps are doing. You understand? But some of the stuff, like our brother sent me something today about a guy was talking about what it was there was in IUIC, and he was an ex-member of GMS, right? And then he turned to the Avengers of Yahweh or something along those lines. But you had also been in the truth a little bit to know who the Avengers was, right? I remember who they were, and the things that they had done. The kind of false accusations, the false accusations that they brought upon brothers and so forth. You understand? Upon the apostles, upon the elders and so on. They bring those false accusations upon them, right? And and then it looked like he joined IUIC, and now he was exposed in IUIC. Our next brother sent me a clip about a guy was talking about how Nate got him a wife, and then the wife then they went behind his back and told his wife to divorce him and so on, right? And all these things, and those are the guys, Nate IUIC, those are the guys that try to tell you they are the law keepers, they are the upholders of the law and all these things. You understand? But what's the kind of stuff that they be doing? And they talk about the changing up of the doctrines and so forth. So you have to be aware of who it is you're listening to, who it is you're following, and so on. But at the end of the day, the scriptures are clear. The scriptures told us about the blind leading the blind, and the both shall fall into a ditch. The scriptures said us about the scriptures warned us about plenty seducers, plenty deceivers, and all these things, and they are outside it. And yes, they would be calling themselves Israelites and so on. They just wouldn't be in Christianity and so forth. They would mention things like Hebrew Israelites and so forth. Now, before I continue, if you hear any noise in the background, it's just plenty bad weather right now. We in that time in the Caribbean here going through rainy season. So if you're hearing any noises, bad weather, right? But nonetheless, let's bring the scripture here. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 1, right? It says, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, right? So so the scriptures warn us about what? False prophets, right? False prophets and false teachers. The scriptures warn us about that. Sorry. So it says, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you. So the scriptures warning us about there will be false teachers among you. And when you watch the things that Nate and like many of these other camps, the kind of things that they be teaching and so forth, you could pinpoint that they are false teachers. For a man, right? They be telling you that they uphold the law and so on and so forth, right? But it literally have videos on them where their past members exposing them about the things that they do. They defraud men, they lie on men, and they do many other things. No, it had men who leave GMS and they try to expose, and you see where they are today. There was no truth. They just basically was making up stuff, right? They're just basically making up stuff. Just like, for example, the video that our brother sent me this morning, where the ex-member was talking about, he literally mentioned in the video that he lied upon the apostles. You understand? He lied. Right? He lied about the things that he was saying. Right? But nonetheless, it's a false teachers. You see the things that Nathan and them be doing. They be telling men, you know what? And in the video, one of the videos that I saw was the guy was stating that, you know what, Nate asked him, you know, what kind of wife, what kind of woman he want, you know, if he want them big, if he want them skinny, if he want them this color, you know, what it is he want. And eventually Nate gave him the woman. Nate introduced him to the woman. And when you hear those kind of stuff, you know, what it sound like to you is seducing. You understand? Because, hey, I wouldn't go down those lines, but that way it sound like, you know, like when somebody giving you something because they wanted to do something or give them something, right? But nonetheless, and then after he said that, you know, after a year into they will end up getting married and so forth, he ended up getting married to the woman, right? And after a year into the marriage, Nathan then went behind his back and was telling the wife to divorce him. You understand? To divorce him. Where's that in the law? You understand? Where's that in the law? But that is the kind of things you would get from false prophet. That is the kind of things you would get from false teachers. You understand? Because one of the things that's going with Jake is that they just like to see, you know, how IUIC does look. You know? They went on the purple, the garment they ride, and the horses down the street. These are the kind of things you get from deceivers. You understand? And Jake continued to fall for that. You know? The outright appearance, they look like if there is light. You understand? But the inner dark, going behind men back, telling the wife to leave them, you know, to divorce them, taking men money, you know, and all these, and lying on men and so forth. Those are the kind of things you get from false teachers. And talking about, hey, first, the doctrine, you know, they're lying about the Lord's name, they're lying about the chip, you know, the changing of the doctrine consistently, and all these things, right? You know, so much of videos you've been seeing for the past few weeks where the apostles, the elders, the archivists have been doing videos on IUIC, and they themselves have been putting out videos, you know, exposing their own self. You understand? So, hey, so you say, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies. All right, so continuing, as I said before, you know, if any minutes into the video that you hear plenty noise in the background, is because of bad weather. Slack about that, right? So you say, and many, let's say, let's go back here. Say, and even, say, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies. And that is what they do, they bring in damnable heresies. You understand the kind of things Nate has been saying, things that he did, you know, lying about the Lord's name, you know, saying the Lord, saying that he could call the Lord, his men has been saying what, that they could call upon, they could call the Lord any name, you play, you got all these things, the kind of heresies that they bring towards doctrine and so forth. You understand? I said damnable, because when you look up the, right, let me show you something, let me get it here. When you look at the word damnable, it means very bad or unpleasant. It says subject to or worthy of divine condemnation. It says subject to or worthy of divine condemnation. So that is what they're bringing in. Damnable heresies, things that against the Lord. And they would receive condemnation for that. Right? I'm going to go to something here else. I saw. It said damnable, it said destroying, utter destruction. It said perishing, ruin, destruction. It said destruction, right? So that is just going into it said ruin or loss, right? So yeah. But as a quick Google search, it says subject or worthy to divine condemnation, right? So it says, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves with destruction. So, and that is what coming their way. So destruction. You understand? You know, you're in this thing, you're reading that there's an Israelite, you understand? But they're telling you that you're not supposed to call the Lord name in Hebrew. But you can name over yourself in Hebrew, you know. They wanted to go and change your name, and many other stuff that they be doing in the background that you have heard over the years and the couple of weeks, the months, the kind of things that they've been doing. The fact where some of them even look like they were Freemasons. You understand? Yeah. So continuing, it say and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. So yeah. So look how they were pernicious, right?
Pernicious.
Yeah, pernicious, right? It's a having a harmful effect, especially in gradual or subtle way. And there is hey, let's say pernicious, right? Let's say destructive. Let's say ruin or death. Let's say and many shall follow their pernicious ways. Right? Going into what? To ruin, to destruction, a harmful way. You understand? Because that's listen to the kind of things they be talking about, the kind of things they be doing. Even the congregation, they had a woman going wild, coming on brothers, coming board, and talking, and that's I was that shit. You understand? But again, you know these kind of things would happen because hey, it mentioned, all these things that happen in His prophecy, all these things were mentioned to happen. So false teachers, false prophets, these things were written that it would be here, right? It say and true covetousness, shall they with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now for of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. You understand? So yeah, and there's the destruction coming to them. You understand? But beware of these guys. Watching some of the clips brothers be sending, man. Like brothers been seeing some of the videos and taking out pieces like the kind of things they be saying, the kind of things they've been doing, not even saying, the kind of things they've been doing, going behind the own congregation back, talking to men, wife, me telling them to divorce, and many other damnable stuff that they be doing. We know things about the name, talk about the mark of the beast, telling people they're going to take the job and all this other stuff that they be doing. You understand? Hey, beware of what those false teachers. You understand? They're among us. And anytime you come into it going and get worse. Those false teachers you're going to see plenty, and you see plenty of them arising. Did a little research a little while back, and here's some guys saying that Esau can make it, but they went on the fringes and garments and so forth, just like GOCC and all these rest of camps. So beware, right? Beware. So with that, we give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say that on the person elders agreements and ruler teachers or person in truth. And we say salutations, so the arguments they're pushing the word on our truth and sincerity day in and day out. Constantly into and season, we say Shalom.